Anybody there?
Who's here right at 8:30?
Well, text my mom.
I can't stand being inside around all this technology.
No, because we don't have balance in our lives. It's fucking either all wilderness or all technology. What do I edit it? Well, you can always download the YouTube video. Yeah, that's true. But, it's like it's just like watching like a countdown or something. Anybody?
Watch Walking Dead. I wonder if we can see it.
Oh, dude, we can do live music.
That'd be cool. Can we see all of them? Oh, that'd be a great idea.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at this one.
Oh, it's like really probably That's really interesting.
3 likes.
People probably liked it already. It's been up all day.
Is it just us 3?
You can like it before it streams.
Oh.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Live music is a great idea. Did you see that Last of Us live event? You should watch it.
Is it narcissistic to have to like?
Set up to the webcam.
I was looking at you, Brian. So technically, what's the word? Nepotistic or something.
3 likes. Oh, 1 viewer. It's probably your mom.
Let's see. How do we tell who it is?
I don't know.
Go to
Oh, there's 2 viewers.
We got 2 viewers.
Hey!
Welcome to Weekly Wave.
One of them might not be your mom.
Oh man, that's great. Well, welcome. Maybe there's a chat on here. We got to find out if there's a chat.
There should be a chat on the YouTube.
You all should leave comments.
Yeah, leave
Oh, there's a
comments
chat.
and chat.
3 viewers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Woohoo! This is great. Okay, well, I guess I don't need to type it, but leave messages, ask questions because we don't necessarily have anything to say.
We might want to type this because there's like a 3-minute delay.
Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna stop.
Well, that's cool. 3 viewers. Okay. Well,
3. Moving on up.
hope you guys liked the video. We thought it was quite fun.
Oh, there's no
to
shoot.
shoot and to make.
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Oh, click that live control room button.
Oh, which one?
I'm gonna go back to the other one. So
It's the first time we've ever done this.
maybe we should pause. Okay, that peak.
Good help. Oh.
Oh. We're gonna have to delay that call. Okay, well, I guess maybe let's just start talking. Oops. Let's just start talking about the
Episode.
yeah. Let's talk about the episode,
Down to 1
or
viewer.
we'll talk about the whole season. That's it. Well, just don't look at the video.
Oh, maybe we should start off talking about our favorite moments or something.
Oh, okay. That's
Why don't
good.
we introduce ourselves again?
Wait a minute. We should put a proper mic in.
Don't worry about that. Okay, so go ahead. For you.
Okay. I'm Brian Lynn.
I'm Andrew Lynn.
I'm Robbie Juan, and these 2 guys are brothers,
Yeah.
and their mom is my dad's sister. So we're cousins, but that's a specific relationship.
Yeah.
And so, as you know, we've been.
My favorite color is green. I am a
What's your
Gemini.
favorite color? No, me too. So anyways, we have been shooting videos and taking pictures of ourselves in nature since 2006. And that was in the sand dunes in Michigan, which is where episode 5 was at as well. And I guess, I'm not sure exactly what started. Maybe Sunjam was the one who started. Because I know my brother was the one who got us camping, because he went camping at Hocking Hills and somewhere, where's that in Ohio?
Hocking Hills.
I know, but where's that?
Oh yeah, it's near Athens.
Okay, well, it's near Athens, which is where Ohio University is. But he went camping in Hocking Hills, and he took pictures there, and we thought it looked awesome. And then he took us camping, and
Tell her to watch the live broadcast.
and I don't remember how we got started exactly. But anyways, he got us started camping, and then we like taking pictures of everything, and then cutting them together in videos.
So yeah, we took cheesy pictures.
The cheesiness was actually the importance. Andrew actually just said today we have a flair for the melodramatic, which I actually think that is one of our talents, is being melodramatic.
Oh yeah,
We do that pretty well. I don't know if that's supposed to be a bad thing, but I think it's fun.
You know, yeah, we probably have a bias when we watch it because we think it's really cool. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what, even before we filmed, we were always wondering, are other people going to like watching it too? Because we like watching it, but you always like watching anything that you're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm looking at this webcam right now, and I enjoy looking at myself. But I don't necessarily know if other people enjoy looking at it.
I don't know. I think I don't know. It's one of my favorite shows, though. Like,
I mean,
narcissistic.
objectively, I love watching. But anyways,
I mean, we make what we want to watch.
yeah, I think that's true.
Which we've said before.
That's what Bungie always says about their games. They say they make the games that they want to play. But anyways, so that was season 1. We've officially filmed the whole, in our minds, season of TV shows.
We actually originally.
Oh, it is my mom.
Oh.
Hey, Mom.
What you say that about?
You got.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know where the other 2 people went, but I wish they would come back. Oh, look. Stream status bad. Please correct the frame rate of the video to 30 frames. What does that mean?
It just means that probably it's not streaming very well. Like, close all your other stuff. Close all the other tabs and other programs.
Yeah, so we originally actually planned on like going to a lot of other places. At least I did. Well, like 3 other places.
What do you mean? For the season?
Yeah, originally I was hoping to do 8 episodes, but that obviously. But it's sort of exciting because that leaves a lot more for next season.
Well, we should probably mention that we already filmed at Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. We did that 2 weekends ago.
Yep.
And that was a canoe trip.
Yeah, it was great.
And that was.
Don't mention
the fact that one of the SD cards might have died.
Oh, that too, yeah.
That.
You see how that's going.
I see how you scum. Yeah, that was a great trip, and we got some amazing footage from that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I hope we filmed enough content.
Oh,
I don't know.
There's definitely enough content.
What happened when you put that SD card? Maybe we should talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. That's insider.
It was beautiful though. There was. Yeah, it was. I remember like getting first in the canoe, which was like amazing.
Man, it was
sunshine. Like,
we should probably talk about the stuff they've already seen, because I was going to talk all about it.
Okay.
Episode 1.
Yeah. So, what's your favorite part from that? I guess from the trip and then from the episode itself.
Oh, okay. Well, from the episode itself, my favorite part is probably the scene where we're coming down from the big hill, and then there's a just huge shot of just, it literally looks like something out of Zelda, or
that's like right before our good camera.
Yeah, or we actually have a blooper of you dancing.
Oh yeah.
It looks like something out of Zelda or Skyrim. I've never even played Skyrim, but I know it. That's the type of stuff that you got in there. And then from the trip itself, my favorite part was crossing that river, where it was probably like 2 feet of water, and we had to cross it. And it's fun to just give up the idea of being dry and being clean and everything, and just go for it. And then we waded through the water. That was really fun, actually. Yeah. And then we like hiked like 2 miles through like marshland. just getting muddy and wet, but it was really fun.
Man, my favorite part from the episode, I don't know. I have a lot of favorite parts from the episode. I think one of them is when we go get water because that forest is just so cool. And it was just really cool that we hiked off the trail and we knew intuitively sort of that if you go to the forest, you'll find a stream. The other favorite part was the last hike out when the ending, yeah. And the hike before that when we had the Dolce de Leche song.
Oh yeah, that was a good hike. Well, and then that was the part I was talking about.
Yeah.
Another funny part about that is that there's one shot where we go down to the stream, and I remember I say it in the video. I said that, or no, I say it in the bloopers, but I say that might be the most beautiful shot we've done. It was an amazing shot, but funnily enough, like you probably don't have good memories about that because we go down the hill, and then at the bottom you like slipped.
Oh no, I remember that quite clearly.
No, I mean you probably don't have good memories of it.
Oh.
You probably have bad memories of it because you're like.
Actually, no, I like it. But I don't think I was as blown away as you were because I don't know. I think it would have been better with the good camera. Although the colors on that point and shoot.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it was because they're so saturated.
And on the little screen, yeah, I still have like a bump on my leg. I don't know. You can't see it. But
yeah. Speaking of which, there's going to be a blooper video for episode 1 coming very soon. It's already edited. We just have to come up with the music for it. I actually edited it to another song, but we don't want to use somebody else's song, so we're just going to do the same tempo. Maybe some of the same chords, but it's going to be our own song.
I just realized that the second viewer is probably us. Oh no, we're not. Oh, okay, good. Okay. He's on the phone, but that's fine. We can talk about episode 1, and then when we'll get back to
okay. Well, episode 1.
Well, my favorite part from the trip itself, rather than the episode, I think, might be sitting at the campsite. Everything good? Yeah. Okay. Might be sitting at the campsite. Oh, we got 3 beers.
I was hoping we would have.
You know what we should do?
Now.
Let's do this. I'm gonna minimize that.
It's fun to watch. I'm just do
this.
It's fun to.
Oh yeah, minimize that. So let's do this. Yeah, just hide the viewer account so we just focus.
Are you just having our eyes?
Okay.
Just our eyes.
Okay. So
So we were talking about our favorite parts from episode 1 itself and from the trip.
Have we had any interaction with you? Or we're just talking?
No, nobody's commented chat. If you've got questions or comments,
can they is the sound working?
I hope so. I mean,
no, we checked it earlier, right? I can see only half of your amount of. Oh, that's because Brian wasn't here. She'll figure that out.
Let me see. But anyways, why don't we talk about episode 2? One of our favorite parts were.
Okay.
So, like, your favorite part from the episode itself, and then from what you remember of the trip, like from the trip experience.
I guess those would be the same things, pretty much. I mean, but I'll have to think about that for a second.
My favorite part
of
Morgan Monroe. I already know what my favorite part was when we were. Oh, that's the one where we all went together. I was thinking of Zaleski. Sorry, Morgan Monroe.
I got one. Okay, so my favorite part from the video, I think, is that first hiking song on the first day, the do 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 with the marimbas. The part where it shows leaves panning across, and then it cuts to leaves coming into focus.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Like every time I get that, I get tingles.
We were actually just talking about that last night. We made that episode a long time ago. I don't know.
That specific musical stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that really came together as in the editing process was that song. That was probably the first song we worked on actually. Mm-hmm. And then seeing that with the video, it was just really exciting because you could really see it was an actual real product. It wasn't just like an idea in our heads.
And I remember you were editing it too, the footage. It was amazing.
And it was cool too because we didn't know if we could actually make our own music. We played instruments. I played drums for years, and then Andrew plays flute, Brian plays guitar, and we all play piano. But we didn't know if we could actually compose music and make it sound halfway decent. But I think it turned out pretty well.
We composed a lot.
Yeah.
My favorite part from the trip itself is definitely hiking and camping off trail.
My favorite part of the episode is the second day's hiking. The second day's hiking where there's that song that has got like that Indian chant or whatever. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's
That
okay.
song is just like, that song is one of the favorite songs that I've come up with because I just really like the chord structure, which I think I got from an Animal Crossing song. I did, yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds,
yeah.
the original
It
song
sounds
sounds
completely
nothing
different.
like it, but it's the same chords. And I just really like that song a lot. Favorite part of the trip though was when the campsite we found right after that. That was probably the coolest.
Like the off trail one?
Yeah, the off trail.
Yeah,
We just decided to go off trail wherever we wanted to go because that's what you could do.
That
on
was the first off trail camping we ever did. It was just
Oh yeah, that is. It's true. Like we've done so much backpacking, but it's never been where you could just choose where you want to go and then camp where you want to go. It's always been that you have to do something from the beginning.
There's a chat for YouTube and there's a chat for
Oh,
Google. I don't know. I was checking to see if there's anything on one or the other. Just in case. Okay, what's your favorite parts? Well, I have to talk about my favorite part of the video, right?
Yeah,
Well,
video and trip.
I think my favorite part of the video is honestly the beginning when we're setting out and it's actually getting dark. And I don't know, it just feels like when I watch that scene, I can kind of just like imagine like the briskness of the weather.
Yeah.
And I'm just like
Totally.
that's like the feeling you get. Hey, somebody said something. But that's kind of like the feeling you get when you think about camping is like that feeling that wind on your.
Yeah.
What made you? Oh, so I guess he missed the beginning of the stream.
Jeff
We can
Brewer,
talk
thank
about
you
that
so
again.
much for watching. Jeff Brewer, dedicated fan. Yeah, thank you. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's funny. We actually, it's great to this interaction. I actually like that we don't have a ton of viewers because we can actually remember people's names.
Yeah.
Like even if some people's names are Crack Rock for some reason our biggest fan. But anyways, let's talk about how we got into making videos. We explained that earlier, but let's go ahead and.
Well, let's repeat. What made you all want to make videos? It's not exactly a common thing to make videos about the things you do. That's actually a key part of it, I think. Should we start from the very beginning? Like, it really started with. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it really started with. Well, first of all, we've always been tight. We've always been close, but it really started with we got a camera and we just wanted to. We started making videos about just like good experiences in our life because we wanted to preserve those memories in a way.
We took pictures all the time.
Yeah,
and it was in the sand dunes in 2006.
Which
we
we
took
mentioned,
cheesy
I think.
pictures of ourselves.
Yeah.
And then
Well, was that the first one or like?
that's the very first
That was the
one
very
where
first
we
one.
actually
That was
like,
before Hopping.
yeah.
and
Well, that
Torch
was the
Lake and
first
everything.
Good Times video.
That was Torch Lake.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
was Torch Lake, yeah. We also stayed at Torch Lake, but I took an After Effects class in college, and then just suddenly it hit me. I was like, dude, we should take these cheesy pictures and then make them into a video.
Yeah.
And then we'll post that actually. That'd be really
Actually,
interesting
I
to post.
was writing a story when I was a kid about like school and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I had like a logo thing I made.
Oh, we should post that too.
But yeah, so it really started with that, with us just kind of making little mishmash montages of our good experiences.
We have a ton of them.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be funny to post those
Yeah,
and show
it'd
you
be
guys.
cool.
'Cause we've been doing it for a long time.
It'd be cool to post the same dude.
Yeah.
And then I guess it kind of crashed with our camping, hobby when your brother took us to Old Man's Cave in Hocking Hills, and
That was like my first real camping trip.
yeah, that was basically
yeah,
our
all
first
of our
real
first
camping
real
trip.
camping,
Yeah, and we loved it.
Yeah, and well, I was gonna say he mentions that it's not exactly a common thing, and I think that's a huge part about why we went this far with it. Because I mean, I love watching survival shows and stuff, but I don't know, it's just
Oh, that was a big part of it too. We started watching
Oh, yeah,
Bear
yeah.
Grylls and Survivor Man.
Yeah.
Like I remember specifically sitting in you guys' kitchen, and then you guys are telling me about Bear Grylls, or we were watching Bear Grylls, and you were telling me about Survivor Man. I was like, dude, this show is awesome. We watched the Sierra Nevada episode of Bear Grylls, and I was just like, this is the best show ever.
yeah, and I don't know, Ray Mears, I discovered that more recently than the other two, but man, I love that. Well, there's just like
Actually, ironically, Ray Mears was like the first survival show I ever
yeah,
watched,
that's true,
but I
a
didn't
long
know
time ago.
who he was.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
specifically. He was like eating seafood. Right?
Yeah, and I remember
Yeah.
him making winter shelter and stuff. But that's a side note.
But like, I don't know. I had exhausted all of those shows. Like I had watched all of those over and over, and I just wanted to show that really captured the feeling of being out there.
That's a good point, actually. You probably watched every one of those episodes multiple times. Like I've watched the first 3 seasons of Survivor Man and Bear Grylls, like first 2 seasons of Bear Grylls, like multiple times.
You probably watch more Bear Grylls than
Yeah, I've watched a ton of Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls appeals to me because he's like so not a good survivalist. That
He's a lot like your personality too.
Yeah.
He's moving around. A lot.
he's always running and jumping. Like I remember I was watching Bear Grylls and my roommate had never seen the show before. And he was like, "Oh, what's this about?" It's like, "Oh, it's like this guy who goes out and he like survives and stuff." And then like he was watching it for 5 minutes. He's like, "This guy's like running around and jumping like a monkey. I don't think that's how you're supposed to survive." But literally, that's what he was doing. He was like jumping from rocks.
We should later talk about what our favorite shows are. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, but we should mention Mohican and how
There's questions in there.
So in Mohican, yeah, we went to there's a state park in Ohio called Mohican, and it's not that great if you go in the summer. It's like a lot of RV campers and like you park somewhere and camp. But we went in the winter and it was just like completely empty.
Yeah.
That was a really great trip. And then that's actually the first, like we were making like montage videos and stuff, but that was the first time that we actually filmed it
Yeah.
to make it seem like a TV show with narration.
That's where we like really started the idea of
Yeah.
changing it from something that was just
We should
photos of memories.
Yeah, we post all of those.
Yeah,
Eventually.
that was a beautiful. And then more recently, we tried filming Adventure Archives in Hawthorne Hills.
Yep.
But it just, well, me and Robbie went there once.
Oh.
But it
we
just
tried in
didn't
Land
work.
Between the Lakes.
Yeah, we tried Land
But
Between.
we were with a lot of other people and no one had actually came.
Plus the mosquitoes,
Mosquitoes.
were awful and Land Between the
Did
Lakes.
we just get more messages?
Oh, that's kind of the rubber band. I was just squishing against the table like this.
But before we blab too much, you guys have more questions, please feel free.
Yeah,
Yeah, anybody who's actually watching.
In the meantime, I guess, well, first, let's say, what's your favorite out of Ray Mears, Bear Grylls, or Les Stroud? Or anything else that exists?
Well, let me go first because I know what my answer is. I love all of them, but Bear Grylls is definitely the most like entertaining, but it's the most ridiculous. Like if you're looking for it to be a survival show, and like a lot of people hate on him because he's like, I can understand that
Yeah,
because it's like not
A lot of things are kind of set up. And,
Yeah, it's set staged and it's not real, but it's really fun to watch, and the scenery is really nice, and his personality is like really like.
I actually think he got more ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I stopped watching a long time ago, but the
Like, it
first
started out
few
reasonable.
seasons, like, I think a big part of it though is nostalgia too. Just like
Yeah.
the first time I saw it, it's super nostalgic. But I love Les Stroud. I watched Ray Mears the least, but I like Ray Mears a lot. He's probably the most.
Well, it's
legit.
hard. Access to his videos is harder too.
That's true. You got to watch on YouTube. You know, like really better quality.
Yeah, it's like
YouTube videos.
360p.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should also mention that. That's another reason why we.
Oh, yeah. Because Ray Mears isn't an eye
Well, not exactly, but you know, when we came up with this idea, we realized that YouTube really doesn't have something that we do of really high quality video of just, you know, that makes you want to go camping, that makes you feel like you're there.
It's like when I see a 240p video of like Smoky Mountains, I'm like, this is not doing the Smoky Mountains justice.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna need 720p's at least.
By the way, I want to mention too, well, one specific influence. Kelly Saunders Nature Valley commercial. Just type that into YouTube.
Yeah.
Kelly Saunders Nature Valley. The cinematography in that short video is like so amazing to me.
Yeah, that is really good.
And that was like how.
I don't think we've ever hit that level.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
so. But
That,
I'll have to
kinda hit our
rewatch
own
that
flavor.
commercial.
well, that takes a lot of that. I'm sure that took them a long time to make that video because I don't know if we could.
and also
actually
they only
can't
had
do
30
that.
seconds, and like it's different if you just show biking for 30
Do that
seconds.
for 40 minutes. Anyways, what topic were on? We got totally off topic.
We were talking
TV
about
show.
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, it's TV shows.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
favorite
Ray Mears,
Ray
Les Stroud,
Mears.
yeah.
Oh, did you do
No, I can go.
that? You go.
I'm tied between Les and Ray Mears. I know there's other people out there, but
Ray
Les
Mears.
Stroud.
Well, there's a.
We should
there's
talk
a
about Dual Survival. That's a great show.
Man and Woman Mom too.
I
Man,
really like
Woman,
all of
Wild.
those shows. Like they all have things that are fun to watch. It up.
I love Cody Lundin. He's
Cody
gone
Lundin
now.
is
funnily enough, I've never watched an episode of Dual Survival.
Really?
I've always meant to, but like,
Dual
just never
Survival
got
is
around to it.
hilarious.
Now that there's no Dave Canterbury and Cody, though, it's like,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
what's the worst situation you've been in while back? Ooh, there's a Smokies one.
I think only Andrew's been in a bad situation all that thing. I don't think.
Oh yeah, I
we've
guess
only
we-
had good luck.
Yeah,
and
we've
good
we've
experiences.
mentioned it in our videos. We've had probably exceptionally good luck when it comes to camping in regards to weather and just situation in
Everything.
general.
Well, no, there was the time we went group camping. I mean, it wasn't that bad. But there was that stream, the big stream, rushing stream that we were supposed to cross.
the
Yeah,
first
oh,
stream.
back one?
I wouldn't really call that a situation though.
It was more
Just
like
was
a little happy accident.
the worst things that happen are mosquitoes and
Oh yeah. No, Land Between the Lakes.
Yeah,
It's
Land
gotta be
Between
one of
Lakes,
those.
we can't.
Oh yeah, Land
It
Between the
rained,
Lakes.
too.
No, it wasn't even rain. Okay, so we went camping at Land Between the Lakes. And,
Kentucky.
yeah, and this was the first trip that we were taking a bunch of our friends with, and we were so excited because Robbie had gone before and he had said great things about it. And so we got there and we were all excited. We walked into the forest, and the minute we walked into the forest, we were attacked by
Oh my
thousands
God.
of mosquitoes.
It was worse than Sleeping Bear. Like I don't know if you get a good idea watching our part one. It was worse.
It was awful.
We camped in like a mosquito nesting ground.
Yeah, because it's like an artificial lake, so it's probably more stagnant
Yeah.
than a natural lake.
And so, but that wasn't even like the worst part. So we got to this place and we were like, okay, screw it. We're just going to set up camp here because we can't deal with this anymore. And so we got a fire started and we were doing all that stuff and we were having a good time. And the weather was amazing.
There's two other people with us, right? Derek and Sean.
Derek and Sean.
Was that it? Or-
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah.
I don't think Dan was it.
No. And so, yeah. So we
That
had
was
two
Sean's first time camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
And so we had set up our camp.
Yeah,
Robbie had a tent.
we had
and
two
I had a
tents,
tent.
and we had the tarp. And for some reason, we put the rain flies. So we set.
Well,
the
no,
tarp
not
up
even
like
for
a-
some reason. It was because of the mosquitoes. So you had a tarp.
Oh yeah.
So we
you're right,
put
you're right.
our rain flies
Oh, that
over
makes
the sides of his tarp.
I set up like an A-frame, so we
Yeah.
put it on the ends.
And then that night, apparently there was a tornado nearby. Not nearby,
I
but
didn't know that.
yeah, apparently that's the reason why. But there was a tornado somewhere, which caused like huge windstorms and thundering and rain, basically. So we were in these tents without rain flies. It starts pouring rain, and you just hear us yelling from across the campsite, going, "We need those rain flies!" And so, and it wasn't even a tarp, by the way. It was that red blanket that you guys.
Yeah.
But anyways, so
No,
Andrew-
the tarp.
oh, we did.
But you said too.
Oh, so Andrew and Derek, which is when our friend jumps out of the tarp, starts throwing the rain flies on top of our tents, and then Robbie is in his tent with Sean, and then Andrew and Derek had to cram into my two-person tent, and so we spent the whole night like thinking that our tent was going to blow away from under us, and completely wet and crammed into this two-person tent, just up the whole night because we couldn't sleep, and we were like literally like.
I remember hearing the raindrops start while I was sleeping. And then I just screamed. I think I screamed the F word. And I was like, rain!
Yeah, did you mention that we were cramped in your tent?
Yeah. We were. It was three people in a
It was so
two-person
hot.
tent. It was horrible. It was the
Oh,
worst.
you know that
I
reminds
slept surprisingly well.
Rocking Hills too. I forgot about that. We
Oh,
went on
yeah,
a group trip to Rocking Hills, and we, for some reason, we didn't bring any sleeping bags.
I did.
Like my one cousin, he brought like a
Army flight
suit.
suit.
It was an army flight suit, like made for like survival, and he was like warm in like literally a circus tent, and the rest of us, like me, Thomas, and Andrew, ended up being so cold that we got in the car and used the floor mats as well.
Yeah, me and Thomas. Thomas is in one of our side videos, two of them actually. The we can walk ones, but we were in a tent without a rain fly, and the water. We were like, okay, we've seen Westrander, we can tough this out. The water like came up to an inch, and we eventually gave up. And all of us were in the car except Brian.
and your cousin and Skimbery in the flight
In the
suit.
circus. Yeah.
And we were the only two left out in the tent. Everybody else had climbed
And Brian in
into
the
car.
morning, he had so much clothes on. It looked like he was a mosquito. His
And it was really misleading too because the night, leading up into the night, like around 9 to 11 p.m., it was 60 degrees.
Oh,
It was
yeah, we
really
went and saw the
comfortable.
stars and
Yeah, we looked at the river and we saw all these stars. So we were in really good spirits. And then just in the middle of the night, it all fell
I
apart.
think that's why we didn't prepare is because that day the weather was perfect.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
was like,
we've
oh,
been
whatever.
real expected.
Let's go through these questions.
Okay, so Gohan Rai. Well,
Gohan
Gohan
Rai.
Rai and Noah, we see your questions. Just
Why don't you just read
Yeah.
both of those?
yeah, okay. I didn't know that's.
Let's start with
Oh, great. Hey guys, I didn't know you were doing a live stream. My question: how do you guys remember which plants are which? Also, have you ever made a mistake identifying some kind of plant and you ended up consuming it when you shouldn't? Oh,
Well, the only person who actually knows anything about plants is Andrew.
Yeah,
So-
he's the big, he's the guy who likes
okay.
plants.
So, it started when I was applying to graduate school, and that was just a horrific process. So during winter break, I was actually sitting on the same couch, and I was like, I should just like do something with my life. So I went to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources website, and they have a list of trees, and I started like looking at those and trying to memorize them. And I just the more and more I would go out and look and like try to match the bark I saw in real life to the pictures online. And I started identifying trees in the winter. So that means I could only use the bark as like the main thing, which made it a lot harder, but it made me a lot better at it. And from there, I started like identifying plants. There's on Reddit, there's a subreddit called "What's This Plant?" This is my secret that I don't tell anyone. But I just go out with my phone, and whenever I'm walking, I take pictures of anything I don't know, and I post them on there.
My secret is
And they got-
internet.
They got like I don't know. They changed the rules so you can only post 3 plants. And I was like,
That's
so
so
mad.
ridiculous.
And like people always complain about it.
That's
I
That's
think the main thing is that Andrew's really interested in it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're interested in it, you can learn it very easily. There's
Yeah.
so many resources online for it.
It's I don't know. So one thing I will say is like the more you do it, the better you get, and you start noticing really subtle differences that like almost subconsciously. So you just got to keep doing it. As for making a mistake, I don't. Well, there was one time I thought a plant was something called ground nut. So it looked similar, and I ate the little peas, and it tasted like carrots or something, but it wasn't the plant it was supposed to be. But I didn't get like I only ate a little, and I didn't get sick or anything.
yeah.
I don't think we've done it enough. Or you've done it enough.
Yeah,
We generally stick to things we're familiar with. If it's something we're not sure and it's possible it could be something else, we generally don't.
sometimes I get careless,
Especially with mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms. You gotta be mushrooms.
Yeah.
There are plants you have to be super careful with too. Like there's berries you can eat and just kill you.
Yeah.
Which, I gotta ask you guys this question. Is it common knowledge that slugs eat mushrooms? Like, because I did not know that until we were in Manitou Island and saw slugs eating mushrooms. But have you ever
Not
thought about,
something I think about. all
yo,
the time.
what do you think slugs eat?
No, it's funny
Like,
because
I guess that's
if,
what they
if they're
eat.
gonna eat anything, you would think it would be mushroom. They go together.
Yeah, you see it, it's like, well, this makes sense.
Okay, what are your thoughts? You
yeah,
should take
no-
this one.
I'll say Noah McMahon says, what are your thoughts on longer trails like the Pacific Coast Trail and
Crest
the
Trail.
Pacific Crest Trail, yeah, and the Appalachian Trail? Could we possibly see a segment of one in the future?
Yes.
The tentative answer is yes. The longer answer is we really, really want to. Obviously, there's a lot of things like time, money, planning that need to go into something to do that. Wow. To do the Appalachian Trail. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do. I don't even think I would ever be able to hike the whole Appalachian Trail, even if we weren't filming it.
It's always been a dream of mine, but
Yeah,
man,
I would be perfectly happy with just segment hiking it.
We can easily go to the Smokies and go on the Appalachian.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely.
I'm saying I would love to do that. I wouldn't be able to do the whole thing. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to through hike it. I would love to, but I just don't think I'm physically capable or mentally capable of doing
I
that.
don't know what you,
It's hard. So.
Oh, I guess you could go to the state. The only thing I always think about with those things is food. How
You have to mail yourself.
Yeah, you have to mail packages too.
It goes through like town and stuff, right?
I've actually Andrew got me
Yeah, it's called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson.
Oh, and add questions. If you got questions, just
Yeah, just ask him
Ask him.
because clearly, obviously, we've got,
No, not
So he got me this book. It's called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. And the reason he got me this book actually was because when we were in the Smokies, I believe, he saw this in a gift shop, and I don't know why, but I wanted to read it.
I think I heard of it.
You might have mentioned it. Yeah. And so he got this book for me, and I read it. And he's a really good author. He kind of makes it kind of comedic while you're reading it, and it's about him. It's about him going on Appalachian Trail. He's pretty much no experience, and I love the book, and it really got me hooked on the Appalachian Trail. And so after that one, I got another book called AWOL on the Appalachian.
Which is currently AWOL.
Which is currently, I can't find it. Then he got me this one called The Barefoot Sisters, also about the Appalachian Trail. But just reading these books, in fact, reading these books, you could probably say is also something that really inspires me when we make these videos, because when I read these books, I really get that feeling of being out there and wanting to go camping and things like that. But yeah, I read these, and I would love to do the Appalachian Trail. I'm sure they agree with me. Clearly, the biggest challenge is trying to film a hike that long. Even if we did, it would just require a little bit of adjustment, but definitely in the future we are thinking of doing that. Bottom line.
Yeah. What is the Pacific Crest Trail?
It's from like the border of Mexico to Canada.
I don't know that one. I know the John Muir Trail. And,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it goes from California. It's like the west area, but it goes from the coast of Mexico to like Canada. So you see like the most amazing landscape.
Well, Thomas is in California right now, so we want to plan a trip with him.
Oh, we gotta go on that. So, yeah.
Anyways, Jeff Brewer asks, what do you all do for a living, and how do you find time to backpack and make these videos? I'm a college student, and I can't ever find time to go. I'll go first. Well, funny note is that where I went to college was right next to, I went to Indiana University, and that was right next to Morgan Monroe, which is where we went for episode 2. And I was there for 4 years and never even knew that that place was there. We didn't start camping until after I was out of college. So maybe when you get out of college, you'll start camping. But I ran a exercise studio doing Zumba and other dance classes. And right now I'm actually trying to get into freelance video production. So
It's Adventure Archives.
it's Adventure Archives.
I am currently a graduate student, a very sad one. Yeah, I'm a grad student at Ohio State, and I also went there for my undergrad. But I don't know. I sort of just find time. Like we usually go during breaks and on long weekends. And
well, I should probably start by saying that I'm the only one here with a full-time job, so it's hardest for me.
that's the
When it
biggest
comes to
limiting
scheduling,
factor.
yeah, I'm the biggest limiting factor because I don't get that many days off. I work with BMW Financial Services, but I work for their Canadian department. So on top of working full-time and only having not that many vacation days, I have to take Canadian holidays, not U.S. holidays.
It's like don't match up with any.
So
of
yeah,
our
they don't
own.
always match up. Like my Canadian Thanksgiving is October 1st. I thought that was a joke when I first heard it. So we usually we try and plan trips around my vacation days so that I can, use one vacation day and take a holiday and get a 4-day weekend.
I think the other thing we should mention is that it's we don't we make time for it.
Yeah,
Like,
Jeff, this is the answer that you're looking for.
Yeah, we force ourselves to go do it.
It's like long weekends, breaks. I just find time for it and then pay for it later.
Well, go ahead if you want to.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you want to do it, you gotta go do it, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice some sleep. You gotta sacrifice some time. You just have to do it.
Yeah, it's just if you really like it, like you'll make time.
Yeah.
Like we spent 2 nights this week staying up till 4 in the morning editing the video and making videos.
It's also lucky that I don't know. This has sort of forced us to like find really good places to go. But I guess if you live in an area where like there's not much nearby.
Well, where do you
Yeah,
live? Like, give us that, and we'll tell you.
Well, yeah,
Because I mean, if it's like 8 hours to go anywhere, I mean, I can understand. It's hard.
in Ohio there's not much.
Yeah, if you're living in, I guess New York has a
No, New York has a big
good stuff. Yeah.
There's probably not really. You can find something good.
Yeah.
Ohio doesn't have much.
Just, I think the
states
answer
around it
is,
do.
just let one of your classes slide, Prioritize.
I was a sociology degree for my undergrad, so that's not a real degree. So. Well, maybe you're like a chemical engineer. So.
Yeah, if you're doing real work, doing something useful for this world.
I don't know.
Yes, if
Summer
you have
break.
questions, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, summer break, yeah. That's when we filmed the majority of the episodes. Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't film one break. So
Oh.
why did we? I don't know.
We started filming last September.
Yeah, that's another thing is these episodes are spread out over a whole year.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
If you think that like we film it and then like get an episode out like 2 weeks later, like the episode 1 came out June 21st and we filmed that September of the previous year. Yeah,
That's a long time.
yeah.
You could have had a child in that time. Oh, he lives in Ohio. Cool.
Oh,
So yeah, Jeff.
Jeff. Well, a lot of places we go are somewhat close.
You could start with this hockey.
Or Zaleski. Well,
I
I've probably been to hockey.
don't. We can't discount hockey nuts because even though it's like there's so many people and it's not.
It is beautiful.
It's like if you only got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the first few times we went to hockey,
First
those-
20 times.
it's amazing. Obviously, the
I was
5th or 6th time, you kind of know what to expect, but
Used to go quite a bit before having my daughter, and now it's tougher with the kid.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So yeah, oh, does your brother have experience with that? Because they have a kid now. but
They go hiking. So my brother has a 1-year-old, and they go hiking with him. But like, I'm sure it's difficult because he can't walk fast. He's distracted. You have to carry him.
But they have a carrier thing.
Yeah, they do. They do.
The comment. So you guys are my escape when I can't go. We are actually our own escape when we can't go. Do that. That's like the biggest reason we made it, and I'm really glad that it's the same for other people.
yeah.
Although I prefer that you could go.
Well, that's something. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think that'd be really fun if we can go with other people.
Oh yeah.
Like if we could find other people who have like someplace we're not familiar with and they've been there before, we go with them and film an episode.
People have commented that.
Yeah, people want to do that. That's definitely in the works. It's not in the works, but it's
an
a plan
idea.
to make
It's in
it
the idea,
in the works.
What were we talking? Okay, well, I guess whenever there's downtime, we talk about our favorite books.
Okay, well, we can go to episode 3.
I hadn't talked about
Oh, had you not talked about episode
it. I hadn't, but we got it.
Yeah. Man, escape from the city when I can't go to the woods for a while. Oh, there's a question.
Okay. So Noah asks, does having to stop and film
That's a
enhance
great
or
question.
disturb the experience?
That's a great question.
I know what my answer is.
I know what I'm gonna say, but since you guys do the majority of the filming, well, actually, no, it's interesting because they handle the majority of the camera work, so I'm actually stuck waiting for them as they do that stuff. So it goes both ways in that for me, if I'm tired or something, then it sometimes really gets on my nerve. I'm not like that, in a bad way, but like, I mean, it becomes more noticeable. Like I'm tired. I don't want to stand around while they set up, for a camera. But at the same time, when you're filming and you know that you're going to be filming things, you look at things more. You pay attention to things more often than you might. One of the things that I actually really dislike not about backpacking, but what I try to avoid when I go backpacking is staring at my feet, trying to watch the trail when I'm walking, or just getting focused on how tired I am or something like that. A lot of the times I find myself doing that, and I don't pay attention to what's actually around me.
A lot of times we go on long trips too, where it's like a death march, which I kind of like sometimes. But
We've had our fair share of death marches.
well, you've mentioned that. I don't know if you just said that. I was something else, but you've mentioned that like you kind of like that whenever it's like more of a slower pace, right?
Yeah, I like being able to. Well, I don't like the death marches. I like I like stopping and being able to relax and take in your surroundings. Because one of the things I was think about when people go on hike on the Appalachian Trail is they talk about hiking 20 miles in a day, and I'm just like, when do you find time to actually enjoy what you're looking at? You know, I mean, obviously some people.
I think for them it's like a sport.
Yeah.
Because like you see some of them and they're like super fit and like, yeah, they're doing a oatmeal and
Yeah. But for me, I'm going out there to not to make myself too tired or anything like that. I want to go and enjoy the sun, the breeze, and the view and everything like that. So I like to pace myself, and I think when we film, that makes us do that. It makes us pace ourselves, which is a good thing. Yeah, fun.
I got, well, for me, filming, I actually enjoy that part of it. Like, I've always really enjoyed filming things and trying to get, like, the best shot, setting it all up. And there's a guy on YouTube named Devin Graham. He's called Devin Supertramp on YouTube. But he makes amazing videos. And he made one video before we started Venture Archives that really stuck with me. That he was like, the reason I'm out here doing this and I'm semi-successful at it is because I get the shots that nobody else is willing to get. So like when it's like 6 in the morning and the sun starts to come up and I'm in my tent sleeping and I can feel that the sun's coming up and I don't want to get up, I force myself to get up anyway because I know I'm going to appreciate it later. So like it's really fun to camp without having to do that stuff, and it's really like relaxing. You don't have to worry about it. Like it's a big load off, but it doesn't detract from the experience at all for me to have to film. Like I like filming, and I think it's totally worth it having to stop and set stuff up. So
Yeah,
it doesn't really detract from the experience.
It's a mix for me because I love camping without worrying about that, and like I just love being able to be out there and do whatever I want and have freedom. But at the same time, the whole process of like filming and setting up a shot and like getting it right and appreciating it, it's just like such a rewarding process.
Yeah, I think we should say that we always have a lot of I don't know if anxiety is the right word, but before we start a trip, we have a lot of this anxiety,
it's like tension, guys.
Yeah, about like, oh man, we have to film and we have to get the good shots.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
oh man,
yeah.
it's gonna be horrible. And then when we start doing it, obviously, you know, we just kind of get into the flow. But when we first start doing it, we wish we didn't have to do it because we just want to be able to enjoy the trip. But then, you know, but that's just because we probably haven't gotten out for a while.
I want to do it, but I just worry about whether or not we'll film enough, whether or not we'll capture the feeling adequately.
I actually don't know that.
Oh, see, it's all a balance.
We balance each other. Okay, so anyway, that's the law.
Dylan Q commented, "My escape from the city when I can't go to the woods." Well, and actually, yeah, I think a lot of inspiration came from when I was like stuck on campus. Anyway,
We're really glad that people are saying that because one of our ideologies when we were making videos for Adventure Archives is to be able to provide an escape or without feeling that you're coming on a trip with us or something like that. So it's good that people are saying this. I guess we're succeeding in that sense.
Johan Rai, have you guys thought about doing a scrambling episode like climbing the nearby mountain? Does scrambling mean something specific, or does it just mean like climbing?
It'll probably just come. I don't know. But I would love to do something like that. Theme episodes are actually something we've thought about, like doing like an ultralight episode or
Like traditional years, survival.
Or was the ultralight the only one we thought? I thought there was another one. Oh, there was another one we thought of where we all go to different points.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be interesting.
So cool.
Scrambling, climbing. This is probably not what he's talking about, but I'm really bad at that.
Yeah, none of us here have any experience in rock climbing. If that's what you're referring to.
Probably not.
Yeah, if you're talking about just kind of like steep
Going
hills,
up a
going up a mountain. Yeah. A lot of our films, location, we try and get unique locations and we try and get good places, but sometimes we're just limited by time, so we have to go somewhere nearby. But we would love to go back to Yellowstone.
I mean, just in my mind, I feel like there's infinite places to go.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like, if you can think of the possibility, yes, we are interested in it.
Yeah, essentially,
Well, actually, okay, so Thin Dreams, the Wing Beams. So what's up with the gi? Are you just eating it like with a spoon straight up? Yes to all of those. Except for so what's up with the gi? So what's up with the gi is that over the last couple of years, probably the last 2 years, I've been really into nutrition and like
finding out what alternative methods of eating and stuff. Anyways, I'm really into the Weston Price Foundation, a lot of stuff that they talk about. Like ghee is one of the things they talk about, and I just got really into that. That's just one of the main foods that I eat. And then the other thing we got here is Andrew just got into fermentation too.
I'm still not into the whole carrying glass jars in the backpack thing yet.
But sauerkraut was like my mainstay, and Andrew started making the kimchi, which kimchi is just
And we
so
should
delicious.
say that the reason we started doing it was health reasons.
Oh yeah, health reasons. So
It wasn't, he was just like, you know what, I think carrying fermented food will be the most efficient way.
He got like deathly sick.
But anyway, fermented foods. Look up fermented foods. I still want to do a video on that, but look it up. They have all sorts of health benefits. We got pickles right here. But
Had pickles.
there's one. There's one. Half-eaten floating one. I'll eat it right now.
I don't know why the other ones didn't turn out crispy, but they were crispy.
Yeah, you can just eat ghee just like with a spoon. That's what I do. I usually have, now when we go camping, my food mainstays are beef jerky, ghee for the fat. So I like to eat protein and fat together. Makes it taste a lot better. Sauerkraut.
Robbie is like more active than the average person, though, so he can probably eat fat and butter straight up. It's not.
He's got a weird metabolism or something going on.
Okay, but anyways, for your meals, do you always do the food you do? It seems odd because I'm used to Mountain House meals and never really thought of anything else for meals. And also, how do you handle your own trash? Well, I'll cover the trash real quick. You just have trash bags. Like I actually bought a waterproof bag to hold all my trash.
Yeah, that's
Because
like oily cans and things like that.
Yeah, because I just got sick of like cheap trash bags tearing up in the bag, so I just bought a dry bag and we use that for trash removal. So we don't really produce that much trash.
In the past, I would bring lots of like already dehydrated store-bought stuff like oatmeal or something, or like dried soup, and a lot of like some canned vegetables and things like that.
Smokies, we brought bags of rice.
Yeah.
Thomas had like 5 changes of clothes and like 10 bags.
And we also had the propane stove.
Oh yeah.
Not like a camp
That was our
propane
first
stove.
real bag. That was
Well, fermented jars, it's like a lot of people say you shouldn't bring glass jars, and they're probably right. But I bring it because I probably only bring one if I'm actually going to drink at most. But it's like I just bring it because it tastes good and it's like kind of a novelty.
But I bought half-gallon jars of sauerkraut the last 3 trips. We've never had it.
Yeah. I've been wanting to get a dehydrator so I could cook my own stuff. I actually in the Smokies I met these guys who made lentil soup and dehydrated. Incredible.
Oh.
And I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, well, my mom has a dehydrator, so we should just get one.
Well, you brought some homemade jerky.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing that.
Also,
So thunderings, I bet that's what it's supposed to be. Thunderings. He says, I've been making homemade sauerkraut for many years. It's good for your digestion. Very true.
yeah, don't use vinegar. You just gotta use the.
I have a theory, listen to my crackpot theory, that we're actually just symbiotic beings using, and bacteria is like, they're just using us to feed themselves. So if you've got lots of good bacteria, you'll be happy. Which is what sauerkraut is.
Speaking of Mountain House, I've never bought those because I don't know. It's like those packaged dehydrated meals.
Oh,
They're kind of, I don't know. They seem a little pricey to me.
seem too expensive.
Yeah. But me and Robbie were backpacking in the Smokies one time, and we were like starving because I don't know. By the end of the trip, we were down to like 2 nuts. We mentioned this in episode 1.
I like how you know exactly down to exactly 2 nuts.
No, we actually had a whole bag of nuts left, but we had eaten so many nuts, like literally your body is like, I cannot eat these anymore. I don't know what you keep putting them down my throat for.
we met these guys, and they sprinkled all the trail magic. They gave us like a Mountain House meal of like fried rice or something.
Oh,
it was so good.
So is it like an egg water?
Yeah.
Oh, was that the one that Grievous bought? Probably. When we went to the
Smokies, he
Smokies,
had one where you add
it's
water.
like a blue bag, and then you open it and then
Pour
you
water in it.
It's like an MRE.
Oh, okay. Those are like $12 a piece. Those are expensive, but I mean, if you can afford it, I guess it's worth it because it's lightweight, it's
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah, just dehydrate your own food and rehydrate. Just do that for everything.
You know about those sardines, though.
It is always good to kind of come up with new things to bring because sometimes you want like a change of pace for foods, or it just makes the experience more interesting when you bring something new.
That's true. Like, in fact, we should make that a point to bring at least one new item each, just whatever across the board. I don't know, bring a few food.
Yeah, we've
That just
been
looks
pretty heavy
interesting.
on the sardines and rice.
We had those guys. They said they'd send us tactical bacon.
Yeah, so the Devil's Bench guy, Safety Ninja, and Kroll.
They do a podcast, and we were on one of them.
I know you guys are going to be watching this eventually, so listen to
Yeah,
us now.
but they said they were
We'll
going to send us some tactical bacon, so we got to talk to them. But, tactical bacon is something we had never bothered looking up on Google, but apparently it's some Canadian.
It's like bacon shaped like a shuriken or something. You throw up the
Oh, dude.
I
love this question.
Johan Ryan, any encounters with wildlife? What are the chances of winter camping?
Yes. Chance of winter camping episode 1,000,000%. That we are so excited to do.
Should we say
Yeah.
where we're going, or should we keep this?
No, we should say it, because I don't know where we're going.
Oh, we're going.
Have we?
Oh, yeah. Decided on that then?
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well,
think
yeah.
Destiny has decided us.
We want to go back to Dolly Sods for winter. It would be absolutely amazing because one, I didn't get to go for that trip, and two,
The landscape is just.
yeah, I could just imagine.
I
it
can't
in the
even
winter.
imagine.
Encounters with wildlife. I mean, you told that story about the bear.
Yeah, so there's in episode 2 I mentioned this, but when I was camping alone in the Smokies, I was hiking up a really steep hill and I was like really demoralized. I thought I could do it. I thought I was like a tough dude. But
Turns out your hands.
and I see this like shape, and I was like, oh, it's a hiker. I can talk to someone. And it turns out to be a bear. It just like I called out to it and it like disappeared. You can watch the episode for the full story. But then later I was camping there with my girlfriend and we saw a bear, a black bear in the Smokies. And it was like we stopped and it was like right around this corner, this bend on the trail with like a cliff on one side. So we couldn't like go anywhere to see if it had disappeared. And like she told me to pick up a dead stick and carve a spear. I was like, okay, that sounds fun.
Take your knife and carve a spear.
Has there been any other really encounters with wildlife? I mean, nothing besides like us filming like things.
No, we've seen tons of wildlife,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
never like encounters. So nothing scary. We saw on our recent trip for season 2, episode 1, which is going to come out soon.
Soon.
We've already run into a bald eagle. That was episode 4. Yeah. But yeah, we almost caught a bald eagle. Not caught, but filmed a bald eagle like 3 times and missed it every time.
Actually, so in the
No,
Smokies,
it was like 5 times. True.
yeah.
Two about 5 times.
Every time scrambling to get the camera.
We also heard some sort of wolf or something. I don't know what it was.
Oh yeah, I was asleep and then I heard this noise. And then Andrew said, "Did you hear that?" I go, "Yeah," and I fell right back. Although this is a funny story. When we went to Shenandoah National Park, and that was our first real backpacking experience. Like we backpacked in, camp, stayed there for 2 days or whatever. And the first night, so they kept saying, "You gotta hang your food, you gotta hang your food." And we found some random. We didn't have any proper rope, so we just hooked our backpack on the tree. All morning, I heard like rustling, and I was just like so tired, but I just kept sleeping. I was like, "Oh, I'm listening to deer. Is it eating all our food?" But then when we got up, it was fine. What was the story?
Actually, yeah. So Hocking Hills like attempts to film adventure archives that we were on. At night, we heard these
that was a great one.
we heard like a can of beans being tossed around. We were like, "How do we pack this stuff?" Yeah. We were like, "What is that?" We were like both scared. It was not like a.
We were at a campsite.
I'm scared. Should we check? We should check. It was just a raccoon.
Like we shine our little headlamp on, and the raccoon literally was sitting on the table eating something. Looked up at us with this like shiny. Hello.
Noah, is it awkward having to go back to get a camera and the
Walk away shot. It always seems kind of funny when I think about the film itself.
It's more like tiring than
It's not funny after.
I always think it's awkward when there's a chance there's people around us. When there's people around us, I always wonder what they're thinking as they see 2 guys with a $600 camera. I'm always thinking someone's going to grab it and either run away or run up to me and say, "Hey, you guys forgot us."
It was filming. We were filming on this bike trail back there. And literally, we were just like 10 feet into the forest. You could easily see us. and this couple was walking on the sidewalk, and they saw our camera bags, and it wasn't our camera. And they stop and they start like investigating it. And I was looking at them. I said, "Can you not see us?" So I was like, "Hey, that's our camera." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
It's always funny when we do driving away shots, though, because and then we're driving away from it.
We gotta give credit. I was gonna say that we actually have a blooper reel for episode 1. Oh, we mentioned that at the very beginning of the stream. But, you'll see a lot of running back to the camera.
Well, we gotta give credit to the king of camera-ness. I don't know. Let's try. Yeah.
Oh, let's try. Yeah. He does it by himself.
When he's like starving and he has way more gear.
Yeah.
I don't know how the dude does it.
Like that's really dedication.
Yeah.
But
If I was getting the money he was, probably.
I mean, we do it without getting paid.
Yeah. So if I was getting paid to make TV episodes, I'd be like, heck yeah, I'll do that. Sure, you want to walk back. You know, it's like,
I don't know if I do it in Kalahari Desert.
yeah.
I just don't know if I'd be capable. That's tough.
Okay. So, what were we on? Favorite episode? More
You haven't done episode 2?
No.
Favorite moment of episode 2?
Okay, so I talked about in the videos. I love the beginning when we're hiking out at night, just because it feels like starting a camping trip. But
But we always hike out at night.
I know.
It's definitely nostalgic.
I think that's probably why I associate.
We got there at like 5 p.m. Like, time to go 10 feet.
I don't know. It was the first time.
But for Morgan Monroe, overall, I think my favorite part of that trip. I think my most favorite part was when we set up camp I know. It was definitely when we found the old abandoned trail and campsites right before we got to the end of, right before we got back on the trail. Because we, the whole time, well, not the whole time, but the last day we were hiking and we were trying to follow the map, and we were like, man, it's getting dense, the brush was getting really dense and getting harder to maneuver. And then we saw that, and it was just like a huge moment of relief and like success. We were like, yes, we did it. We got through successfully. And
that was
it was really pretty awesome.
So great. Favorite moment in the show and favorite moment actually. I mean, if you guys got one, I got one.
So that was the last one.
It's probably the radio split up.
No, that's
No, it is.
no, that's not what my favorite scene was.
Oh, really?
I thought it was in episode 2 earlier, and then I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was.
Wait, it's not the radio scene?
No, it was something
I
else.
totally thought that would have been your favorite scene.
Oh no, I remember now. It's when we were hiking in the first time at night, and me and Andrew were talking about we were scared because it was nighttime, but we weren't scared as long as we thought the other person wasn't scared.
We didn't talk about that in the episode.
We didn't talk about that episode. That's something that me and Andrew was talking about while we were doing it. But so we're hiking together at night, and it's like pitch dark, and nobody else is around. And we're in there, you start thinking about Slender Man, you start thinking about the Jersey Devil and all this stuff. If you're with just one other person and they're not scared, it immediately makes your fear melt. It's only because you think the other person, because Andrew was thinking the exact same thing about me, that I wasn't scared, so he wasn't scared either.
No, what I was thinking is he's going to get eaten first.
That was my favorite moment on when we went there. My favorite part of the show, yeah, that radio scene was awesome. But probably my favorite part of the episode is the shot from the thumbnail when we're all three sitting there. Like that that personifies camping perfectly. It's like sun is setting, fire's in the middle, friends sitting around, and you're eating some random camping food. It does not get better than that. Like it really doesn't get better than that. I can't think of it.
I'd have to say the same. Yeah, that entire meeting up, seeing them in the camping, like the eating and stuff. Oh, thanks for posting part 2 and doing this is Gohan, right? Doing what you guys do. I hope you guys keep going. I'm the one that keeps he's the one who keeps asking us to visit Canadian Rockies Banff for Jasper. I would love to go to Banff for Jasper National.
We have been to Banff
once with our family. But it wasn't a camping trip, but it was amazing, and I would definitely. I mean, we'd love to go everywhere.
Is that where we went on the bridge trip?
No, that was.
We
when
should look
were
into that and see how far that is. Alaska.
This was when I remember this one. We took like a gondola.
No. Oh, okay.
Oh, thanks so much, Gohan and I. We really appreciate your support, and
Yeah,
tell
thank you so
everyone.
much. Yeah, tell your friends, tell your neighbors.
Oh, that's we need to put a shout out right now. If you know anybody who'd be interested in watching the videos, please tell them, because that is the best way you can support the show. Is telling other people to watch the show and subscribe and like the videos. If you do that, and you'll get more episodes. No, it's really, yeah, but really like the things that the comments you guys leave and just things like that. It really motivates us. It makes us happy that we're making the videos and people are enjoying them. Anyways, back to the question.
My favorite part from North.
Oh wow, that's fun. I was looking up Jasper National Park. That's a day in 8 hours without traffic. And it says this route has full.
We got fly.
Quick aside. Well, we can talk about it some other time. But our first videos were the gun videos that we made in high school, and middle school. It was high school we started. But like we started making little short videos about fighting and shooting each other.
It was the teenage thing where you run around.
It's what
with
all the
three
kids
guns.
on YouTube do now. Like, Freddie W? If we had kept making videos, we'd be Freddie W. And yes, we are extremely jealous.
My favorite part from the trip is probably something.
Now you're making me want to say that. But okay, so I guess my favorite part from the trip overall of Zaleski.
Oh, time out. Sorry. Well, one of my favorite parts was the lake. When we went there and we found the chives.
Oh, yeah, and the Brian.
Oh yeah, I wasn't part of
Okay,
that.
sorry.
No, that's okay. I think the best part of that trip was, and I don't know if this is cheating for saying this, but the whole time where I got there and left, up to when I met you guys, because that whole time was like I got to enjoy it by myself, but man, the anticipation of meeting you guys was just it was so great. And like when I reached you guys on the radio, like I was pumped. It was great.
That's funny because I think that video's kind of imbued with that sense of excitement that we had. But somehow it just comes across in that video even without all the editing and everything else. It was really exciting to actually meet up. And when the radio works and I heard you, that is the first time in my life a walkie-talkie has actually served a purpose. Every other time you're like talking to somebody in the bedroom, you're like, "This is me, over." That's like the extent of it.
Favorite part from the video, I would probably have to say the same thing. That was when we were around that campfire after hiking and meeting up.
It's actually strangely Zaleski has a few viewers. So go watch Zaleski. I think rewatch it at that scene.
Have a
and you'll see
marathon.
what we're talking about.
Screen a marathon at your local community center.
Make sure everybody brings their computers. Okay, cool. It's episode 4.
Yeah,
Well,
episode 4, Hoosier.
Hoosier National Forest.
Let's see. I think one of my favorite parts of the trip was hiking through the dark that first night. And like when we went off trail and then we went up that hill and found a campsite. So serendipitous.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And we saw that bushcraft.
That bushcraft bench is a highlight.
That was a great part, yeah. And actually, and then the second campsite, oh man, sitting by the lake and watching the stars. That is the other highlight of the trip.
The second campsite was definitely a highlight because it was so picturesque and it was just great.
That was a really nice campsite because it had like the tents up top and then down below next to the lake, there was like a little island kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's where we were like watching the stars. And
Yeah,
the sunrise.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing?
Favorite part of the trip? Just probably the second night when we were sitting there doing in Vegas. Like, anchovy juices and like kind of fried and toasted potatoes. Favorite part of the episode. That's actually my favorite part of the episode too, because I love that song. That really did.
I love that entire campaign.
We actually had a really good time lapse video of the tent, and then it was like glowing in the dark somehow.
I love the Buckeye Grove scene too.
Oh yeah, that bald eagle was an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
What's your favorite? Favorite scene from the video?
Oh man, I think
it's pretty much similar to what Robbie said. It was when we were at the second campsite. When we were at the second campsite, and you see that scene where I'm getting out of the tent, and I just walk up to you guys sitting around that campfire.
that was a really nice night.
But the morning was good too. The morning was amazing.
I hyped up that. Really.
Oh, getting back on the trail and just strolling down the trail was amazing.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, because we hyped up like 20 hills and then got into it.
It was really satisfying too,
Yeah.
because that was like after we went up that first hill, I was like, "There's no way we're gonna be able to do this." Yeah.
Okay, episode 5.
Should we
do
just
that
do
as a
both?
whole thing? Everything. No, I know for me right now, the favorite part of the experience was the boat landing, just that little town there that looks like it's out of Lost or something. That is the most peaceful place on earth. I've never been anywhere more peaceful.
Mhm.
You just feel like you're kind of like in another world. Like there's one person living there, and you can just lie in the grass. Like you don't have to like worry about locking your door. You're like doing the taxes or anything. You just sit there on the grass with the wind from the lake blowing on you and looking at the beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
Couldn't that be
So that was the favorite part of the
good
trip.
part of the trip? Good part of the episode. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, the favorite part of the trip is getting to the islands. The first hike in, like by those houses, that the forest looked like the grassy ocean stuff. Oh, that's my favorite. You can't say that. And also the big meadow, just getting to that big meadow and camping there. That was another good part. And also the tree we climbed, and the mushrooms. And then we found the mushrooms. Yeah. Actually, the mushrooms is my favorite part of the video. But these guys, I don't know if Robbie remembers, but when we got to that part, and if it was in the episode where we were talking about how like being underwater, when we got to that, I was literally like stunned. I was standing there and I just couldn't imagine like
It was
how
really
beautiful it was. Yeah. I mean, even the video really doesn't do it justice. I just wanted, I wanted to stop and camp there, right there. We had walked about like 2.25 miles to just set up camp there because it was amazing. And I was like,
It was weird. Like it really seemed like we were underwater. Everything was like it except for there were no fish and there was no water.
yeah.
But like the way that
I think the song we made was pretty good.
yeah, doesn't always happen. Like we were talking about this before, but a lot of times you have an idea of what you want to do in the song, but it's a lot harder to get that on paper or to actually make it happen.
Another part of trip I like is the strawberries. Those are so sweet.
Really sweet. Yeah, it's like
It's like a little.
those are probably what strawberries are supposed to taste like. The giant ones from Costco that have no flavor.
Also, you can't really. I can't just choose one part. But when we got to that lake, after that
so nice.
so extremely tiring hike, when we got to that lake, just being able to sit down and feel the breeze coming from the lake, and just and it was like rejuvenating. It was amazing.
Really nice. A lot of really nice. So that would have been really fun to actually go to the other side. And then when you're like, I'm not talking miles.
That would have been, man. That would have been awesome.
or something. Yeah. Let me just put it on a quick shout out for anybody. If you've got questions, feel free to ask. We will answer all the questions.
Should we go till 10?
Let's go to 10.
All right, so
Questions.
another 15 minutes, and then we'll. Oops, what did I do? I ruined it. Wait, where'd it go? Show chat. Wait, is that? Is that video not showing? Scroll up.
No, no. I'll just check on my phone.
Yeah, if you have questions, please ask. Hopefully it's still working.
It is, right? It looks like it. Yeah, okay. Let me just write a comment. Yeah, this is. Quality is not so bad. Okay. All right. I'll pose a question. What do you guys get most out of these trips? Like, okay, so when you guys go on a camping trip, what do you look forward to most? For me, it's just I'll make sure we're all. For me, it's like being able to. Oh, sorry, there's any questions? Oh. Yeah, so for me, it's just like being able to be out there and have a different lifestyle, like being able to sleep on time, be able to feel free, be able to like move around, things like that. It makes you feel good. I don't know if this is a normal feeling that everybody has in society, but I always feel like the hammer's about from somewhere. Here's a small example. I kept getting this call from Omaha, Nebraska, and I wasn't answering. I kept getting a call from the same number. And I could think of a million reasons about how I was in trouble for doing something. Then I called and it was just some stupid survey that they were asking me. But I always have that vague feeling whenever I'm in my regular life that I'm about to get into trouble for something. When I'm in nature and I'm doing this, I don't have that feeling. And I finally feel like, oh, yeah, everything's okay. I definitely, yeah, exactly. Like you feel like you're forgetting like something and you're about to get in trouble for it. I don't know if that's normal. It might be more for me, it's when we go on a camping trip, when we find a place to camp, when we get to whatever campsite we're going to be at, that feeling of having made it there, you know, knowing I'm going to get to rest and eat, that it's at that point where I just don't care about it. Like nothing bothers me. I just know that this night is going to be awesome. Yeah. So it's just, I love setting up camps. And I will say, like, it's really, really fun to do it with you guys. Like, that's probably my favorite part. Is like, ever since we were kids, I've always loved coming to you guys' house and playing, basically. Now we just play in a different way. Explain your thing. I'm actually growing out my hair, but it gets in my eyeballs like this. So, this is a headband my sister-in-law actually made. I would use it to keep my hair back. But yeah, just doing camping with you guys is okay. So Noah says, "What do you guys do out of the woods?" So I assume he means what do we do when we're not camping? I'm addicted to the internet. I hate it. I work a 9 to 5. Don't tell them what we hate about it. Let's say what we actually like. Well, I guess we could talk about other hobbies. And Noah, if you hear this and this is not what you're asking, then correct us. But I guess I'll start. I like playing guitar, obviously. Guitar here. I like, I absolutely love playing video games. If I had a choice, I would probably play video games. If I had to rank things, it'd be camping, video games. But yeah, I love playing computer games, everything like that. It's kind of a way for me. In a sense, it's like camping. It's a way for me to escape from things, just in a different type of way. And I like airsoft. Oh, airsoft is a lot of fun. I just haven't had time to do that. I guess that's the bottom line, though. A lot of my hobbies are nature related. But I used to draw a lot. I haven't done that recently. Just say what you actually do. A lot of times I just look at it. You're big on like activism, politics, and things like that. Yeah, I do politics of a certain sort. We can not get into the details. We don't want to disclose any political. Well, let me just put it this way. It's not. I don't follow an ideology that will destroy the nature that I love. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like writing stuff. I don't know. Most of what I just
We got a lot of side projects.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at is we're thinking of making some radio dramas, some other videos, non-nature related.
Yeah. We all like playing video games. I
Yeah.
like playing video games a lot. I like making videos a lot. I do stuff. I do music too. Yeah, I play all sorts of different instruments. Make music for the show. Lately, we've been working on Adventure Archive, so it's kind of hard for me to
Yeah.
what we've been doing in the meantime. But, and also, I've been working a lot at the studio. But, I don't know, we do just fun stuff. Video games is a big part of it. Yeah.
I've been trying to get into carving wood a little. I mean, I'm experienced.
Oh yeah, we've been getting the fermentation.
Oh, yeah, fermentation. I was getting into flint knapping a little. That's the last thing we did. Flint knapping.
I used to play basketball all the time. I haven't played in a few years. But,
On the side note about gaming, you guys are welcome to play with us. We have PS4s, Xboxes, Wii U's. So if you guys want to play with us, send us a message or something. We're totally down for that.
I know
No.
one of our viewers plays it.
you did
that's old
comment
Tim
on that.
Llewellyn.
So Noah says also the camp scenes are the best. I agree. I think the reason that I feel like they're the best scenes is because it's something pretty much everyone who has gone camping at some point can relate to.
Oh yeah.
That's what you do,
there,
Steve.
just
Yeah.
so you remember what it's like.
Yes. You guys are pretty awesome and make some of the best content anyone gets up to. That's
Oh,
really
thank
high
you so
praise.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there to say except thank you and tell all your friends, right? Yeah.
Regardless of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I do out of the woods? I just walk radiators.
I watch shows that make me feel like
That's
I'm in the
actually
woods.
big things. We had many different conversations. I wish I were out in the woods right now.
Yeah, there's many times where it's a Friday or Saturday night. I step outside and the weather feels really great. I'm like, I should sleep outside tonight. Just pitch my tent and just sleep in my yard. And
I did that last winter. The winter before. It was my last trip.
we got about 10 more minutes. If anybody wants to ask any questions, other than that, we were talking about what we get most out of. I think we were talking.
How about what was your favorite trip?
Favorite trip? Oh my gosh.
Favorite adventure archive trip and favorite overall trip?
Oh,
that's so favorite overall trip, definitely Smokies. That was, it's too difficult. No, not Smokies, I mean Yellowstone. Because that was like our first real like big trip, far away, and it was amazing. It was breathtaking. It was nothing we'd ever seen until then.
Oh, we're going there for an episode.
Oh, you can best
Don't
best
worry
believe
about
it.
We'll get to see how it is.
My favorite Adventure Archives episode or trip. I want to say. I know these guys are probably going to say Sleeping Bear. Well, I want to. Actually, I don't know.
Sleeping Bear is
They're all really good. I will say that I didn't. It's really tough. I think Hoosier would probably be my top, but it's very, very close. Because Sleeping Bear was absolutely amazing too.
All good.
Yeah. I will say though, I think Zaleski was my least favorite only for the fact that the second day was freezing and miserable. This is
Zaleski is one of my favorites. Morgan Monroe is my least favorite. See, Morgan Monroe is one of my favorites because we did the opposite. Least favorite episode.
When I say least favorite, they're all my favorites. It's just, if I had to rank them, it's
very narrow.
Dolly Saws is great. Hoosier was great.
yeah. But for me, my favorite is the toss of between Dolly Saws. Not Hoosier. Sleeping Bear. There's, specifically Manatee.
Yeah.
Sleeping Bear. Between Dolly Saws and Manatee. What would have to do with the Manatee because it's just so novel. We've never done anything. Yeah.
But yeah, plus Manatee was
It was just the scenery was really good. We had like the coast, where we had the lake shore, and we had forested areas and had big open fields. All it was always something different. It was really awesome. I love the Shenandoah trip we took. It was one of our first sort of backpacker trips. And the reason I love it, even though the scenery wasn't that great, is because that's the first time I really felt free. Because you get there and you realize there's no social inhibitions or rules or anything like that. And I just remember thinking, like, looking down the stream, and I was like, if I wanted to, I could just walk down it. Like, no one would tell me to stop. That's true, yeah. That was really nice. I think that's a lot of the feeling I had in mind too. It just felt really free. It's like, oh, you know what? I have to also say, Mohican was pretty awesome. Mohican was cool. We'll upload that video. Maybe we should just commit to that. People need to see that. Mohican was our first and only winter trip at the time, but it had just snowed and it was just so peaceful. You really can't describe it when you go winter camping. It seems like it'd be the same, but it's just completely different. I remember we went on a trail and there was like fresh fallen snow. And we were in a grove of hemlocks, eastern hemlocks, and these are like evergreens, so their leaves are bright green in the sunlight. The sun was out, but there was still snow, and the wind would blow and cause all the snow to fall off and get glittered and stuff. And it's actually in our video, so we'll definitely post the video. It's like our preliminary.
I just got to edit a few things.
Oh, that I'm remembering off the top. Yes, good stuff. Okay, I guess we'll kind of wrap it up. Yeah, is there any final questions you want to ask me now? Do we have final thoughts? Keep on. No, final thoughts. I'm just really happy that this content is, getting out to you guys, and you guys are really appreciating it. This makes me happy to hear that. So it makes it all worth it. My final thought is I'm gonna watch this, and then I'm gonna watch Walking Dead instead of doing any productive work. Oh, it's not Walking Dead? No, I just don't tell anybody. Oh yeah. So final thoughts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna narrow it down. So we just thank you for watching it, because we love making it and we love watching it. So it's really great to know that other people are watching. Like, you guys are the lifeblood of the show. That's the biggest. That's really true. Like, because we could make these. We would love watching them ourselves, but it's not quite as fun to just do it by yourself. Like, I think that's true in anything in life. You can always do things by yourself. It's always fun with doing it with like-minded people who also like it. Or in this case, producing stuff for like-minded people. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So thank you very much for. I know people have been filtering in and out. We've had 8 viewers at one point. Really? Yeah, that's great. But for the people that are still watching, thank you so much. And for people that will watch this later on, I guess. Oh, we should probably say what the best way to contact us is. I would say that YouTube comments is the best way, right? Yeah, YouTube we always check YouTube comments. Also, Facebook. We do have a Facebook. We do have a Twitter, although we don't tweet that much. Oh, he does now. Oh, we don't. I don't follow it that closely. I could start following that. If people tweeted more, then we'd follow more. But as of right now, YouTube is the best way to get. Because we check the YouTube comments every day. Like, there's a big app. There's one right there. I can't wait to check. That little one right there is too. But yeah, also Facebook. If you go to our channel page, the Facebook link is up there. We have a website that is defunct. We're thinking about. Well, eventually we do want a website where we can upload. Not only obviously we'll have links to our videos, but we also want to be putting pictures. Like, we want to take pictures too while we go on our trip. And sometimes the video quality on YouTube sometimes just doesn't do it justice. So we need a picture. So hopefully we'll get a website sometime. Quick shout out to Black Outdoors. I was actually going to do that before you said that.
quick shout out to Black Owl Outdoors. Check out their channel. Shout out to Casey Happy Camper. Check out his channel. He was actually on Ray Mears.
And then shout out to Devil's Pinch.
Yeah, that was Finch.
They're really cool guys, and they have a really good podcast actually.
So yeah. I don't know how many views they get, but you guys should definitely check them out.
The podcast is really good, and we're actually on one of the episodes too. And the two guys are super cool.
The behind the scene video with the thumbnail that has a link to their podcast website.
So yeah, I think in summation, make sure you check our Facebook page because we do follow that, and then make sure you make comments on any of the videos. We'll see the comment. You can ask any question on any video, and we'll see it and we'll respond.
Yeah, we love to respond. There's probably a few we've missed, but
In general, like if you say like "great job, guys," we might not respond to that.
if we don't reply to you, there's a chance that we can't reply directly to you. A lot of comments we can't reply to. So we'll try and answer any questions that you ask on YouTube.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely try and start posting some more side videos. We've all been.
Oh yeah,
busy
we
lately.
want to commit to a regular schedule so that we can see.
Anybody who has watched from the beginning has known that we
So
don't
we made the
have.
deadline today. Yeah, that's true. We did. We set the deadline 2 days before, but we made it.
Oh, the show. The show made him. Good job. Have enjoyed all the episodes. Looking forward to Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We hope you look forward to the future episodes, guys.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Have a good night.
This is Adventure Archives. Thank you so much.
This is BBC World News. Good night.